What's up, folks? Your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're doing a Smackdown review. With most of the roster still in Saudi Arabia, tonight's Smackdown should be interesting. Along with Tom Phillips, we got Renee Young and Aiden English on commentary. Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar come out. Apparently, Brock Lesnar's pissed. What else is new? Paul Heyman cuts to a video in which we show the whole match of Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. Heyman says that Lesnar wants Rey Mysterio, but unfortunately he can't because of brand exclusives. Mysterio is on Raw. Heyman says that Lesnar's going to be going to Raw to look for Mysterio, exclusives be damned, and says as of right now, Brock Lesnar quits as a SmackDown superstar, and they will show up Monday on Raw. They leave the ring, walk backstage. As they're walking out of the arena, we cut over to Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and this here leads on the story for the rest of the night. We have our first match, Nikki Cross versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. Sasha Banks is at ringside. This was a decent match with a decent run time. There was a lot of offense between Bayley and Cross. Sasha Banks did interfere, pushing Nikki Cross off from the top rope, and Bayley got the pin to retain her title. After the match, Shayna Baszler from NXT comes out from the crowd, lays out Sasha Banks, knocks Nikki Cross out of the ring, and totally beats down Bayley. This got a huge pop from the crowd. After this match, Pat McAfee replaces Aiden English on commentary. In a backstage interview, Sami Zayn is running down NXT until Matt Riddle and Keith Lee show up, and then he starts sucking some big dick. As he tries to tell him that he has an NXT shirt in his car, starts to walk away but is escorted by Riddle and Lee. Zayn tries to make a break for it, runs down to the ring. He's chased down by Lee and Riddle. Matt Riddle lays out Sami Zayn, and Keith Lee does an impressive moonsault to finish this off. We then have an episode of Miz TV. The Miz panders to the Buffalo crowd, then shows a recap of Crown Jewel with the Bray Wyatt-Seth Rollins match, tells the crowd that Bray Wyatt's not going to be there, and then says, let's address the elephant in the room, NXT. Before he starts getting going, Tommaso Ciampa comes out. Ciampa doubts Miz's must-see status and says that the Miz is everything wrong with SmackDown and Raw.
And to make a long story short, too late!
Now we have a match. The Miz versus Tommaso Ciampa. And holy shit, this was fucking incredible. Ciampa looked great against The Miz. I really can't say how much this match was awesome. Tommaso Ciampa hit the fairy tale ending, got the pin. Like I said, awesome fucking match. Backstage, Triple H and Shawn Michaels meet up with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan says he wants a fight and calls out Triple H. But as good as that sounds, Triple H backs down and says he knows someone who wants a fight. And he brings up Adam Cole. Daniel Bryan says yes to the match, but only if it's for the NXT title. Cole says no problem, so we have a match. Back in the ring, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose are waiting for Carmella and Dana Brooke to come out for their match. Carmella's music hits, no one comes out. We then go backstage where Bianca Belair is beating down Dana Brooke and Carmella, basically putting them out of the match. And Dana Brooke did one of those head switch things to pull her tail back, and they had a whoosh sound effect to it. What the fuck? Seriously. I mean, I'm pretty much going to say it right now. That right there was probably about the fucked up moment of the whole night. Everything else was okay, just what the hell was that? But anyways, we have a match. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose versus Rhea Ripley and Tegan Knox from NXT. This really wasn't much of a match. Ripley and Knox made short work of Fire and Desire, so NXT wins this one. Stephanie McMahon comes out, talks up the Women's Revolution, and we have a recap of the Natalya-Lacey Evans match at Crown Jewel, which was awesome. I'm not going to take anything away from that. That definitely should be a historical moment. I will have one comment about that whole match. There was a segment that I saw on Twitter where Natalya was walking down the ramp and some asshat threw something at her. To that person, fuck you. You're an asshole. But with all that aside, we come to our main event, Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole for the NXT title. This was an awesome match. To steal a phrase from Dave Meltzer, this would be a 5-star match. This was fucking awesome. There was one point where Adam Cole took a nasty drop from a suplex off the top rope. Looked like he landed straight on his fucking head. There was a ton of offense. It looked like it could have gone either way. Adam Cole hit the Panama Sunrise, followed it up with a knee, got the pin to retain the NXT title. The NXT roster comes out to celebrate. Triple H gets into the ring. Triple H says that SmackDown and Raw want to fight at Survivor Series. Well, they got one. The NXT roster celebrates in the ring as we end tonight's SmackDown. Holy shit, this SmackDown was awesome. With the exception of the first match, I think everything else had a SmackDown person against an NXT person. But it was fucking good. I know this is probably going to sound bad, but I think WWE needs to have more flight delays so we can have last minute shows like this. I was honestly thinking this was going to be a shit show, but they seriously pulled one square out of their ass and made something decent out of it. I can't even say decent. This was fucking awesome. And folks, just to make a quick prediction, I forgot to mention it during the video. I wouldn't be too surprised that at next week's NXT, we have SmackDown and Raw Invaders to further the Survivor Series storyline. Well, that'll do it for this episode of SmackDown Review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's SmackDown and what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.